This Rev3 Games preview is brought to you by lynda.com. So, I recently had the pleasure of playing Titanfall, and it was the beta that will soon become available. And I gotta say, for a game that I was already quite excited about, I walked away all the more excited. Let's get some of the business out of the way. There were 3 modes that were available. Attrition, which is their version of Team Deathmatch. Hardpoint, which is their version of Domination, and there was Last Titan Standing, which is their version of Last Man Standing, except it focuses more on keeping your Titan alive. Also, there were 3 classes, a Assault class, a Recon class that had a really cool gun that auto-locks on various targets all at once, and a Close Quarters class, which has a shotgun and is really fun to parkour with. Now, with all those assets in the background, that really doesn't sum up the experience of playing the game. It's just a pleasure to play. The previous times I'd gotten to play Titanfall, it was in kind of an instance. You had to wait in line, or I had to cut in line actually, and play it that one time. And to get to play repeated matches, some of the elegance of the game and how it's designed really became more apparent. And especially playing the soldier and not the Titan, I got a better sense of how you use the parkouring, how that really changes the level design and how you interact with the level, and just how it all works. I mean, the idea of working from the first-person perspective and running along a wall is something that in theory should be really clumsy and awkward, and after just a couple of tries, I understood how to do it, and I understood how to read the level and know what walls would really afford a way to run along it, bounce to another wall, and really avoid gunfire, and especially the Titans and their devastating weapons.
Warning, severe reactor damage sustained.
Also, with the parkouring and the jetpacks, the verticality of the level design becomes all the more impressive. Instead of, say, in a Call of Duty map where it seems deliberate in position for you to move upwards, here everything seems organic and natural, and there was a sense of consistent discovery of new routes, new ways, and new opportunities, and it just worked together very, very well. The gun handling, well, it's really good, and that's what one would expect from the guys who made the Call of Duty franchise. It's fast, it feels accurate, and it just was something that was as satisfying as any strong multiplayer shooter out there. But what clearly distinguishes this game from other multiplayer shooters is the presence of the Titans. And one of the best ideas they have is the Titan is locked to the player. No one's waiting around for them to spawn, taking themselves out of the game, just like you've seen in early versions of Battlefield. Here, you're in the game, you're shooting, you're fighting, you're helping your team, you're getting updates on when the Titan is going to drop, which is actually very exciting, and once you're ready, you drop it right in front of you, you get in it, and suddenly the game changes entirely. You're now looking at it from a very, very high point perspective. You feel very, very powerful, but you're not as powerful as you think you are. I kind of first tried to play the Titan the same way I would play a tank in a Halo game or a mech and many other games out there, where it's kind of a fun respite and you just destroy everything around you. You can cause massive destruction, but other players and other Titans can take you out, and I found that it could be as short as 20 seconds if I spawned in the wrong place and I try to get too aggressive in my playstyle.
Engage the threat directly.
Now, I think most people, when you first get the Titan, you're going to play it that way, and quickly you realize there's other ways you can use your Titan. You don't have to always control it. You can pop out and it will automate, and you can command it to either follow you or kind of hold its ground, and that's very, very useful for games like Hardpoint, where you're trying to get inside a building and try to capture a point. You can just leave the Titan outside, and he will take care of a lot of defense for you.
Go, go, go!
Also, Titans come in their own classes, from a heavy to one that's a lot more agile, and over time, as you increase experience, you'll get unlocks to try to customize your own personal Titan. One thing I do hope will become available in the game is a way to personalize the Titan outside of just how it performs, to give it some sort of unique features, be it decals or something like that. I never go for this in video games, but over just the 2 hours I played it, I felt something of an odd personal love connection with my massive piece of armor that I could do destruction with. But the real fun part of playing the Titan is it just feels good. It feels different. It's very distinct from playing on foot. And a lot of this I have to attribute to the phenomenal sound work that's in this game. In the past couple of years with a game like Battlefield 4 with exquisite sound design, this might be the best I've ever heard. The guns sound right, the movement of the Titan sounds and feels strong and powerful. It really is an oral experience unlike anything I've played in quite some time.
I'm gonna kick all your asses.
So I know there was a lot of furor over the fact that it's 6-on-6, and when we had 6-on-6, I did not feel I wanted more people. The one thing I will say, there are a lot of NPC grunts that are fun, they're cannon fodder, and they really give a sense of excitement on the map as you just see things falling from the sky and people getting obliterated around you. The one thing I did notice is later on in the day when a lot of the press were, doing interviews or grabbing some food or going to the bathroom, I was in a match that did not have full 6-on-6. And in that moment, you realize more the role of the NPC grunts and they become more evident and you know that you're not in something with as many players. And I would say the match definitely was not as exciting as when everybody was in there causing a lot of mayhem. So yeah, Titanfall. I've said it before, I'm not much of a multiplayer guy, and this one is just hitting me in the sweet spot. That is not to say I think that for people who really are hardcore multiplayer players, that somehow this game will be alienating. It seems like a great way to kind of reboot the conversation on multiplayer, which has become sort of the cachet of the highly skilled players, and everyone else, myself included, has to kind of just wait on the sidelines just going, wow, I wish I could get in there. I'm excited to play this game. It is a game that I don't just see playing when it comes out, but something that I'll be playing many months down the line, and that's something I really don't do when it comes to multiplayer. Those are my thoughts on Titanfall, and with that, let's thank our sponsor, Lynda. They're an online learning company with more than 77,000 video tutorials that teach software, creative, and business skills. You can learn anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace with courses in web design, 3D and animation, design, programming, and many more, with new courses being added every week. Membership starts at $25 per month, but you can try lynda.com free for 7 days and support Rev3 Games by signing up at lynda.com/Rev3Games.